Dímelo, mi gente, que la que hay. Long time no see. It's been a while since I've done a podcast with a guest on here. I'm gonna do a little quick intro before we get to it. So my guest today is a graphic designer based out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Their work inspires many, including myself, by taking a human-centered design approach to their work. I'm sure you have seen their graphics around Lancaster, most recently creating the flyers for Lancaster's own High Fever events. As a member of the Latino community, you can see their pride via their portfolio, where they create graphics worth 1,000 words. They are a recent friend to the project and future collaborator on our Barrio 717 community movement. Please help me welcome Daniel Estrada from Daniel Estrada Design. What's going on, man?
Oh, I don't know why I'm clapping for myself.
I love it. I love the energy.
No, what's up, man?
Dude, good, man. I know we were just kind of chit-chatting before.
We were.
We could talk about Barrio 717 towards the end, another segment. But let's talk about you. I know, so we first met, was it last week? It was like a week ago.
It was quite literally last week.
Last week was Thursday at West Start.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been longer for some reason
because we've
been talking like nonstop every day too, and a lot of the events and kind of things we got going on just feels like a long time.
Yeah.
But how have you been?
I'm chilling. I'm good.
A little nervous, right?
Yeah, I'm a little nervous. I'm gonna be real.
Me too.
I'm a little nervous.
Me too.
But I'm good.
Good.
Got some Advil.
That's right.
Just took an Advil.
Hopefully, that alleviates your headache. But yeah, man. So let's start with you, right? This is a podcast about you, spotlighting you. We talked about kind of like your childhood, where you came from, but obviously the audience, they don't know. But, tell me a little bit about like your upbringing, where you're from, and
yeah. So I grew up in Gettysburg. Well, initially, I was born in Mexico. I grew up in Gettysburg. I've lived in the U.S. now I'm 27, so 26 years.
Okay.
Very much in like a white town.
I feel that.
Yeah, like it's Gettysburg. Like most people only know it for the battlefield.
Yeah.
Very much a tourist town, so it's just like tourists everywhere.
I'm sure you see a lot of school buses going in for like school trips and stuff, right?
Yeah. We get that. There's in the summer there was the it's like the bike gang, or not bike gang. That sounds way more serious than what it is. It's like what was it called? Motorcycle week.
Okay.
So like you would have a bunch of like all these like older like motorcycle people just drive into the town, and they're like fucking flaring their thing and everything. So it was just loud.
Jeez.
And
okay.
a lot. Also, I apologize if I curse too much.
Dude, no, you're good. No,
Okay,
listen.
okay.
No, literally, this is a platform that is, you can say whatever you want, do whatever you want.
Fair.
So,
Okay.
say whatever you want. It's fine.
I realized, I was like, I have a terrible habit of cursing a lot, so.
Nah, you're good.
But yeah, grew up in Gettysburg.
Mm-hmm.
I moved to Lancaster in 2020, because of my ex.
Mm-hmm.
And then I stayed here.
Hell yeah.
And that's been cool. It's been really cool, like getting to actually know Lancaster and meet people here, because like initially I moved up here and I didn't know anybody.
Yeah.
And in 2020, it's like everything shut down. Like even all the places that people are like, oh, this is the best place in Lancaster.
Check out.
Yeah.
Like you need to go here.
Yeah, like all of it's shut down. And my only other experience with Lancaster was, I want to say 2018, 2019. Tyler, the creator, came up here for his tour during Flower Boy.
What?
And
where did he perform?
at the Chameleon Club, that is no longer
get
open.
Out.
Yeah.
Wow. I did not know he went through the Chameleon Club. That's crazy.
So, like, and at the time, one of my friends lived up here. So maybe like my only two experiences were with Lancaster were the time I went up to see Tyler, the creator, and the like one party that I came to where I got like too drunk.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So that was my only experience with Lancaster up until like I actually moving up here.
Yeah.
Um,
So it was around the pandemic, but
mhm.
was it 2020? You said that that's
Yeah,
when you
it
moved.
was
Okay.
like June, July of 2020. So
Okay.
like
Wow.
freshly into the
The
pandemic.
whole shutdown and pandemic and all that stuff. Wow. I mean, like moving from obviously like where you grew up, right? Like
Hmm.
that's what you know, that's what you're comfortable with. Like when you first moved here, I mean, you had the pandemic, but like, was it hard? Was it a hard move? Like, did you feel homesick? Like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I was gonna say like coming up here. Well, I yeah, my family. I should have
Hmm.
said this. My family's all immigrants.
Yeah.
For the most part. Um, and I grew up always speaking Spanish, like at home. So going from like speaking Spanish to I don't speak it at all, like there's
Right.
like nobody around, um, was very like hard. It was a very strange experience for me to just kind of like like one day realize like oh like
Like
there's
there's
no more.
nobody around that I can speak
Yeah,
Spanish to, and that's
yeah.
like what you grew up like speaking, right? As your first language too, I assume, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was my first language. The only extent of like me speaking Spanish was like at the time my dog lived with me, and so like I
Mhm.
would speak to my dog in
In
Spanish.
Spanish.
Yeah,
Oh man, that's funny.
because like he also grew up in the same household, so
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
also only spoke Spanish.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Um,
funny.
but
Man, no, that's tough. I could, you know, it's an interesting kind of like dichotomy, right? So like
mhm,
you grow up in Gettysburg, very white, right? There's not a
mhm,
big population of like minorities in
yeah,
Gettysburg, but like in your life, like you were surrounded by your family, right?
yeah,
They only speak Spanish. And then you come to Lancaster, albeit it is still predominantly white, but there
yeah,
is a lot of at least more
yeah,
diversity. But like not being able to speak Spanish, I can see like that's tough. That can be tough.
yeah. Um,
That can be tough.
and so for me, like around that time was like kind of just trying to connect with my like roots and everything
Yeah.
in a different way. Um, so like it was listening to music that like I knew my mom like played when I was a kid. Listening to just like anything that I
Yeah.
remember like growing up listening to. Like obviously like there's the like standard stuff that like I listened to like growing up, but it was like mainly reggaeton and like
Right.
growing up Mexican, like they're not a big fan of
Not
reggaeton,
really. Not
and
at all.
especially like when I was growing up, it was still like very much like the like um viewing it as lesser, which was like fucked up.
Exactly.
And I'm like dog,
Like, come
my
on now.
Theo's driving around sing like with narco corridos,
Yeah, and that's
I don't,
okay,
yeah,
right?
I'm like I don't know if that's okay, man. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, like it was just like listening to a lot of like the music I grew up listening to,
Yeah.
um, and then also just trying to like learn more about
Hmm.
like being Mexican
Yeah.
and also like Latino in general,
Yeah.
um, because like I don't know about you, but my family never like really said like, "Oh, this is your history. This is like
Mm.
where you
Yeah.
came from." Like da da da, like any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
It's not like they sat you down and explained like, hey,
yeah,
this is what being Mexican means, or at least like
yeah,
this is what our history is.
yeah. Like for me, the experience was just kind of like uh, hearing stories from like my mom's time growing up in Mexico. Hearing my like tios and tias like also just talking about like all that shit and like
Hmm.
also fighting about terrenos and everything.
That's classic.
And I'm just like,
Classic.
I dude, I don't know any
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
this. Like, you know, they're saying like all these people that I've never met, and
Mm.
so it was very much like a. And adding to that was also the fact that like I'm the like next oldest. Like
Yeah.
I told
Yeah.
you this, but I
Yeah.
guess for the
For the
podcast.
podcast, there's people out there that don't know.
But like I'm the like next oldest of the like next generation. Like obviously there's like my millennial
You know.
cousins deals, you know how
Sure.
it is.
Yeah, I
It's
gotcha.
like they're young enough where I'm like I'm not gonna call you my deal, but like
Yeah.
you're like
Still,
in that
they're like still a different generation
yeah.
almost. Yeah. I gotcha.
So but like I was the like first of like my mom and her siblings
Hmm.
um kids. And
Okay.
like the next person I think is my cousin Alondra, and she's like 2 years younger than me.
Okay.
But then her and her brother like moved after like my family, like their parents had a divorce and everything. So like I lost the only other people that were like close to me in age. And so it was just like, okay, like I'm hearing all these stories about shit I've never like a country I've never even been to, aside from like when I was a baby. And like obviously there's the baby pictures of
but you're not gonna remember that,
yeah,
right?
Like
so
I was like a year old by the time we came here.
Okay.
So yeah, like it was just a lot of that. And so like then growing up, like I don't know, I still very much identified as like I'm Mexican, like that is who I am, like that is how I grew up. But I do feel that it was maybe like not as like in depth, you know what I mean? It's like I'm Mexican. I love like
yeah,
like I don't know, like just the stereotypical shit.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like I don't know. It wasn't anything deeper than just like I'm Mexican. Like, oh, if I met somebody else and they're Mexican, cool. We're we're exactly the same. Da da da. When it's like no, there's a further thing. And I think with that there is a part of it that was like good because I feel like a lot of Latinos have like kind of animosity towards each other.
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
And so like I don't have to grow up like I didn't grow up with like being like, oh, I'm Mexican, like oh fuck, like da 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 da. I'm not gonna say anything because people clip things.
Yeah, right. No. That's not me. That's not me.
No, I'm joking. But like I didn't grow up with that like Latino like hatred towards another like type of Latino. Yeah, man. I was like no, we all speak Spanish.
We all speak Spanish. We all kind of have the same struggles too.
Yeah,
I get that, man. It's really interesting, right? Because like you do think of like the Latino community as being like close and tight knit, but like there can be situations where like even us Latinos like pull each other apart.
Yeah,
right? And
Argentinos.
Yay.
That's it. That's all we gotta say.
Bro. They're Europeans.
That's all we gotta say. That's the only people I have beef with.
They're Europeans, bro.
Only the racist ones.
Exactly. But yeah, no, I mean that's interesting to hear, right? Like obviously, I mean I can relate. So like for me personally, like I'm half Mexican, half Puerto Rican.
Mm-hmm.
But like my dad came here to Lancaster when he was 17. He just turned 17. My mom got here when she was 21. But like obviously, like the social economic situation of them both, like being here wasn't the greatest, and they had me pretty young. They had me when they were both 23 and 26. But like growing up, it was never too of like, hey Omar, like this is what being like Boricua means. Like, this is the whatever. This is what Mexican means, especially like that, because I don't know. Like they both went through a lot of necessity. So like they never really had the time to sit down and think about like where I'm from, right?
Yeah,
like,
it's the survival mindset of like, you're an immigrant
in this
country.
Immigrant.
Yeah.
You're just an immigrant. You're trying to like survive.
Yeah.
Right. It isn't until now, obviously, that like, they're both well. And I go to Mexico, I go to Puerto Rico, I know. But yeah, like growing up, like, my dad would always put like corridos, right? Like norteñas too. Yeah. And I hated them, dude. I hated them. Like, I'd rather listen to, like reggaeton back then, salsa. But now, dude, that's like, not all I listen to is like Mexican music, but I really do enjoy it now. Yeah. Like, I have an appreciation now. But obviously, that's just like getting older, I guess. I don't know.
I was like, you're saying that. I'm like, yeah, this entire week I was bumping the fucking Fuerza Regida and Grupo Frontera.
Frontera, like,
what's that album? Pluma. No, but I mean, they're like collaboration.
Dinastia? Which one?
The one with the lady on the horse and it's blue. It has Coqueta, Voy Pa' Allá, like all the ones that right now are kind of blowing up on TikTok or whatever. Yeah. Like I was listening to that like earlier this week and I was just like, yeah, like I'm having a great time.
Yeah. No, man. I think honestly, what put me back to listening to like Mexican music, I will say, well, two things. One, so Bad Bunny did a collab with Natanael Cano. I don't know if you remember, but it's a remix of his song called Soy el Diablo. And it was like a corrido. But that was like, I think the pandemic, 2021. But then,
I thought you were gonna say the other one.
which one?
Oh shit. 1%.
Oh,
With
okay. Yeah, that's true. Me quedo un por ciento. Yeah, with
yeah.
Grupo Frontera. No. It was before that. So I found this group called Eslabón Armado. They're the ones that have the song with Peso Pluma. It's like
Yeah.
Ella Baila Sola. That's the name of
Uh-huh.
it. So like I think it was around the time that song dropped, but I found that group 1st. So I listened to all their old stuff, which is like sad boy vibes. Like they have like sad boy, like corridos, which I love.
Which I feel like a lot of Mexican music is
Oh,
just
it's
kind of
just,
like
bro,
that.
it's like
just
cortavenas,
yeah.
like, right? Like
Yeah.
it's music that like, you know, if you're into drinking, right? Like if you're around your camaradas, right? You're gonna just cry with like your camaradas. But yeah, dude, like it's so good. It's really good. Like music, I mean, music is a big part, right, of being like Latino.
Yeah.
Like just think about all the countries in Latino America with all the different like music styles. It's crazy, dude. Like and I love it all. Like I love it all. But going back to you, so you come here, right? You solidify yourself here in Lancaster. Obviously, like you do life. You talked about your ex, but you stay here in Lancaster. At what point, though, in my introduction, I labeled you as a graphic designer.
Yeah.
At what point did you pick that up? You know, is the graphic designing before coming to Lancaster? Is it?
So
how did that come into play?
With that, like since a little kid, I always wanted to do something creative. Like I used to draw, but I also am like the worst at drawing.
Okay.
Like I don't know. I feel like my hands first aren't steady, and also like I feel like I never really learned how to hold a pencil right.
I got you.
Like,
I got you.
Like I feel like I always put too much pressure.
like writing.
Yeah, like I don't know when like holding like whenever I would work on stuff at school, like when I had to erase something, it took a lot of effort because I was like pressing down on it. But yeah, I always wanted to do something creative. And in high school, like I don't know how I actually learned about graphic design. If I'm being honest, I can't like think of like one moment where I was like,
I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, like this is it.
Yeah. Do you remember though, like the first time you picked up like Adobe Photoshop or Illustrator or something, like some graphic designing program?
The thing is, like, I can't. Like, I don't know what was the like first thing I worked on, or like what was the first thing that made me like interested in that.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I at some point like probably it was Photoshop. Probably trying to figure out something.
Yeah.
I used to do YouTube videos.
Oh, really?
Like YouTube gaming videos.
Get
None of them exist anymore.
No.
I recently found out that at some point I had the clarity of like
get this off the internet.
Get it off the internet. The YouTube channel still exists. I'm not saying it. But
that's funny.
I know like I used to do like the thumbnails for that, and so I'm like I know that at some point like I got there. I don't know at what point that started, but that's like high school. I was doing that, and then like I also was doing multimedia, and when I used to think I was gonna go to like college, like in a early high school, I wanted to go for multimedia. I wanted to do I wanted to like make videos because like that's what I was doing. It was YouTube and everything.
Exactly.
But I don't know. Somewhere along there, I was just like, no, this isn't what I want to do. And graphic design, like I know there's been many times, like if you ask any of my friends, there was like when I wanted to make shirts, when I wanted to make skateboards, when I wanted to like, there's always been like all these different like things that I tried to do. Especially like 2020, I was making stickers. Like I was drawing on like Procreate and making stickers.
Sticker right there.
Yeah, that's my current logo and sticker. That is how I promote myself.
Nice.
Please follow.
Yeah, follow. I got you.
But like I don't know, graphic design always. I feel like in general, just making something like that was always something that I wanted to do.
Yeah. No, I mean it seems like you've always kind of been a creative. Like you've always had that kind of like thought process of doing some sort of like creative outlook.
Yeah.
So then you did it more seriously, right? Like you did it more seriously, right? Remind me again. So you started your own company first? You did freelance first, or
no? I
walk me through that.
Originally was just like making stuff on on like my computer and then like applying for jobs, being like, hey, look, I can do this. Without knowing actually really any of the technicalities. Like
Sure.
I definitely have looked back at some of the stuff and been like, dude, I don't know what I was thinking here. Like this looks terrible.
Yeah.
Um, but I kept doing that for a while, and then like obviously you gotta eat, you
Yeah,
gotta
sure.
survive.
Yeah, survive.
I was just working a bunch of like jobs. In 2020, I was working at an insurance place.
Mm.
Um, it was for the bilingual representatives. Um, and 2020, it's
I mean,
like
the
COVID
world
and
stopped.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like that was one of the times where I was just like, no, like I know I can't keep doing this. Like I like very much was just like, I cannot continue to get on this computer, tell somebody that whatever important thing that they need can't be covered, or have to sit and like hear somebody like basically begging for their life to just like have stuff covered. And I like one like there's two moments that I think of specifically. There was this like she sounded uh Cuban. Um but it was an older lady, and she talked about how like she was like, I want to know, like, can I get the shot now? Because this is like once the shots were like starting to become
Oh,
available
right.
for like the
Right.
elderly.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And she was like, can I get the shot now? Do you know if I can get the shot? And I was like, I have no idea. Like right now, it's still kind of up in the air in terms of like who can do it, how it gets covered, like da da da. Like it's kind of dependent on your area and if they've already set up like a vaccine
Yeah.
hub or whatever. And she proceeded to tell me like she was like, I don't want to die. She was like, my brother died, my sister died, like my husband died. I don't want to die. And like I was just there, just like, and I'm like, what? This is 2020. I am 27 right
So
now.
you would have been like 21?
Yeah, I'm
20,
like,
21, 22 around there?
yeah, I'm like just going like, fuck, like I don't
Dude.
know. I don't know what to say to you. Like,
Yeah, like what can you say?
yeah, and I was
Right?
just like, I'm sorry, like, if you call back again, like ask for me. Like she became somebody that like I consistently like had because she would tell them immediately like, oh, I want to speak to Daniel. Um and like that was one where I was like, dude, I don't know how you can like handle this job. And
Dude.
at the time there was like a group chat with like all the other like
Like associates,
yeah,
people,
that like
colleagues, whatever.
yeah, that we like all of us that trained for that role. And like I was messaging them just like, hey, like I just had this call, like how do you guys deal with that, like how are you guys handling it? And there
Yeah.
was just people being like, you just got to learn how to like leave it at the computer.
Dude.
And I was like, dude, I don't think I can.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it takes a toll too, right?
yeah.
I mean, like, because, people are like telling you their life stories and they're in these situations.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to put myself in your shoes. It's like, you really, like, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
Like, I really cannot. Like, I wish I could. But, like, hearing people's stories and, like, people telling you they don't want to die, like,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
And it's like all in Spanish too. So like like in my head, I'm like, this is my tia. Like she's
see.
like, this is
Yeah.
my tia. This is like da da da. Like this is whoever. These are all the like I'm immediately putting the people that I know in that position. And I'm like in my head, I just sense my like tia to die.
Dude.
Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Wow.
And so like it was very rough, and like it was that one, and then a father that was calling to cancel his son's like insurance. His son had died, and like because of like HIPAA and all these laws like that it protects people's like privacy and everything. I was unable to give him access to that or like close down his like insurance because like
technically, like,
yeah,
I guess you can't.
yeah, like
right?
I technically legally can't give him any of that information because if it turns out like he was lying or anything like that,
True, then
like
that's
we could
big
get
problem,
sued. Da
big
da da.
problem.
It's a whole issue. But like
Wow.
he like when he said that and him like breaking and like I'm on the call now with this man who's like crying about his son and I'm just like, dude, like this is the best I can do. Like here's like I'm just trying my best to like point him to the right direction and just being like, I'm really sorry. And it's also like a call center, so they're like, get off the call,
I see.
move
Okay,
on.
like
You gotta get on. And I'm just like, I'm like,
dude.
just like if you need a minute, just sit. Like you got it. I'm fine. I'll take whatever like
Yeah,
punishment, whatever. Just like sit on the call, do whatever you need to do. Like, because like that's the most I can do. The most I can do is like give people the right information of where to go, or like help them out in this way, and then just like be there.
yeah.
Like I was like I don't fucking know shit about this. I don't like I don't even want kids. So like
Yeah,
I'm
right.
like I have no idea, and I don't think I'll ever go through this pain that you're going through. So the best I can do is just like, hey man, just let it out.
Just let it out. Yeah.
Like,
Dude, wow. I mean, that's a very mature thing to do on your part too, to just like be empathetic to this dude. I mean, like, sorry, that was a bottle cap. Oh, my bottle cap just fell. I didn't want to pick it up. Dude, I don't know. I can't even imagine sort of like having somebody tell me that their kid died,
yeah.
and you literally can't do anything but just give them your time, essentially,
Yeah.
right?
And that's like
Wow.
that was the like thing, like all those like because those stories start piling up. Like
Sure.
like the only reason why those two specifically are the ones that like hit me were they were the like ones from my last week there.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it's like yeah, those were the ones where like I knew this is my line. This
Like
is
your
like
breaking point.
yeah.
Essentially.
And like I just like called out sick, and I was like I gotta figure out something. Like I gotta like do something else. And I was just on YouTube, just like trying to find like what can I do? What
Yeah.
like what is something that will get me out of working all these fucking jobs? Like what will change my life? And I was like, and I want to do something creative. Like that's always
Yeah.
what I've wanted to do. And I was watching. Do you know Michael Reeves?
Michael Reeves.
He's like
Um,
smaller, like Asian guy. He does like a bunch of videos like coding, and they're like all these like crazy wacky videos. Like recently he made a video about making a catapult that would throw a dog. Like
okay. I feel like I've probably seen him. Like
it's
I'm
like
sure if I pull up a YouTube video.
yeah, it's like very very much like I don't know. One of the bigger ones was he made a Roomba that screams every time it crashes into something.
That's funny. Okay.
And I was like, oh, that's like so interesting. Like the idea of like coding something and doing it, like doing that. And I was like, that's really cool. I don't want to do that. Like I don't want to go through that whole thing. But like maybe there's
Learning
something.
process.
Yeah, I was like, maybe there's something I can learn in that realm.
Yeah.
And so I like started looking it up, and I found out about web design.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, cool. Like this seems really cool. Like this seems really interesting. And like that day, I remember I started like learning just basic HTML and made like a really basic website and like shared it to my coworkers
Okay.
in the group chat. And I was like, hey, I just made this. And I think I still have that link saved somewhere on my computer. But they were like, you just made this today? And I was like, yeah. I was like,
I learned today and I made it today.
yeah. I was like, I don't know. I'm tired. I'm done with this. And then I remember just sending an email like one of the days, like, hey, I'm no longer coming in. Like I am done as of
I'm
today.
done.
This is my last week. I will drop off any of the like stuff that you need, like whatever. Just let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I'm done.
I'm done. I'm
essentially.
out. And they're like, I got all the emails. They're like, hey, why are you leaving? I'm like, doesn't matter. I'm done.
I'm done.
Like, I
Yeah.
can't do this anymore. And then for a while, I was just like, again, just kind of in this job search. Just like, I was like, I have some money saved up. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
And I was just in the like job search, just trying to figure out what to do. And I found on Indeed like this job posting that was very sketchy, but it's something that like anybody else would have seen it on Indeed and it would have been like, I'm not fucking doing it. Like it
Like
said
this is
like
a scam or something.
yeah, it didn't have much information. It didn't have even a salary range. It didn't say
Nothing.
like at like the person hiring like was a Facebook page that had just been made, but like had previously been this other type of business page.
Yeah.
the owner had just come back from Italy, like like there's all these red flags, and I in the moment was definitely just desperate enough where I was like, fuck it, like
Whatever,
I'll
I'm
go
gonna just
see.
try it.
Yeah, and I went, and at the time I like had texted my ex, who was my partner at the time, just like, hey, I'm going to this place, like it's this far away from the house, like if I don't come back or if you don't hear
This
from
is
me,
where I'm at.
yeah,
This is what happened.
this is where I'm at, this is who it was, like
Yeah.
I'm giving all this information, and like I go, and it's like it's an office space above, and underneath is like a dock.
Okay.
It's inlet. It used to be the building itself used to be like a butcher place
Okay.
or an ice block place.
Okay.
So like back way back, it was just like you would go and get your ice from there.
Perfect.
And like go and get meat from there, like whatever. It was like super old.
Cool.
But it had been turned into like offices and everything. But there was just that dock, and I go in, and it still looks like it looks like a basement, and you're just
Dude,
like,
that's freaky.
yeah. I was just like, dude, what the fuck? And like it's still 2020, so there's just a guy with like a mask on.
True. So it's like it's very anonymous. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like just picturing this in my brain. Like, was it during the day or was it at night?
It was in the day.
Okay,
If
like
it was at night, I would have
I was
not
gonna be
gone.
like, yeah, meet me at 8 p.m. Like here.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, my brain, right? Because I was just thinking of like it's dark. You go into a basement. There's only like one light on or something. Like something.
Oh no! It, like aside from it being light outside, you were just walking right into this like this. It was this dock. There's a door there, like a big metal door.
Yeah.
You walk in, and it was just like one light, and it was very sketchy looking.
Yeah, it is sketchy. What? That's crazy.
And then,
But
like,
the guy's there.
yeah, the
So you
guy's
see
there,
him.
and he's who I. After doing some Facebook stalking and like doing my research, I
As
did
one
figure
should.
out like I was like if it's not that guy, I'm running.
You're booking it.
I'm out of here.
Yep.
But it was him, and I was like, okay, sick. So even
Cool,
if I get
first step.
kidnapped, I was at least right with who it is. And yeah, we talked. To make a very long story short, it became a startup. Started working there. I worked on a couple websites. Worked on a couple projects.
Yeah.
Specifically like the Lititz like L'Italia Festival. A bunch of stuff with Open Montessori. A lot of Montessori stuff in general.
Okay.
Worked with like 3D printers. Like basically had enough where it's like, oh, I have all these things that can actually make it look like I have a real career now.
Okay.
As a like designer.
Yeah.
Because it was just like I was going by like just a designer.
Okay.
Because it was very different levels of like design that I was working on.
Okay.
And there I worked on this project called Advent, which was like all these posters that are based around like 7 wonders of the world. We would get a local artist. That artist would draw the 7 wonders of the world.
Mhm.
We would then get all that art, make it into a poster,
Okay.
and just
Send it out.
send it out. Yeah,
Yeah.
make it into postcards,
Cool.
whatever.
Yeah.
So like, I got really into like poster layout and design.
and
Yeah,
all that stuff. Okay.
which now most of my work is that.
Cool. Little foreshadowing, I
yeah.
guess, right?
Yeah, I think that's just because I did it so much. Like it became such an easy and like more of a like natural thing for
Okay.
me.
Cool.
But yeah, like worked there for a while.
Cool,
It was a
cool.
cool startup. Got to meet like
A
some
lot of
great
different
people.
I'm
Yeah,
sure you learned a lot of skills too as
Yeah.
like a startup, I'm sure.
yeah,
I'm sure
like
you wore a lot of hats and stuff too.
yeah, it was. I was basically running a good chunk of the project, but definitely a fun and crazy time. It was very much a like transformative time for myself,
Cool.
because also that was around the time where I was just like, okay, like my relationship isn't working. Like I'm now taking a big step of like, if I end this, I know nobody really in
I see.
Lancaster.
Wow. And that's scary.
Yeah,
That's scary.
like it's like I fully don't know anybody. Like I just have my coworkers, and I'm not close to
That's it.
them yet. Da da
Yeah.
da da. Like, so it was crazy, but
Wow.
really appreciate that time. I really
Cool.
appreciate what it was.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Wow. No, I mean, that's scary. I mean, right? Like
Yeah.
to go through all of that. I mean, it's just a lot of change in your life at that point in time, right?
Hmm.
And I'm sure looking back now, like you said, a lot of growth, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Things that you learned. Um, so then from there, you stopped, right?
Yeah.
You
From there was how do I put this politely? Um, a separation of parties.
Mhm.
Um, and I was freelancing for a while. Um, I very much had no idea what I was doing in terms of freelancing.
Yeah,
Like
I got you.
I think I uh, let somebody that I was working with at the time like kind of gas me up and make me
Mhm.
think that it was much easier than what it was. Just for me to realize like, oh well, they have like 2 steady jobs that give them actual income plus their
Yeah.
freelance. Um, so it was a very, very crazy time.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
a lot personally was going on in my life at that time.
Sure.
So from my like little bit of freelancing, I went into and found like an actual corporate design job.
Cool.
And I worked
That was
at,
based in Lancaster,
yeah,
right? This one
yeah,
was
that
okay.
one's based in Lancaster. I worked on digital signage, so like kiosks and stuff like that. Like
Mm.
if you went to McDonald's, where you go and order
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that
stuff
thing.
like that. Okay.
Yeah, it was stuff like that. I
Huh.
did the UI, the interactions, and all that stuff.
Cool.
And that was cool.
Yeah, it's funny, right? Because like my career is so separated from like something like that, like graphic design, marketing.
Uh,
I forget that stuff is like designed.
yeah,
I take it for granted, right? Like, yeah, you go to a McDonald's, you order, but somebody behind that design did it.
yeah.
You know, that's really interesting. Because
And
like my background is all science and supply chain, so I don't.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
a trained scientist. So, real quick, I don't think you can see in the camera, but so yeah, Wisconsin.
Uh,
That's where I got my master's in chemistry from. I went to Millersville for undergrad for chemistry, and then Penn State. That's where I got my MBA in supply chain management.
big
But
brains.
yeah, dude, big brains over here. But yeah, I mean that's all I know, dude. Is
Uh,
like just like physical science and math and shit like that. So like that creative like world is so foreign to me, but that's really cool. That's really cool.
yeah. And the like, I don't know. It's very crazy. Like for me, it's always like, oh, like, and I look at stuff. Even coming to your apartment, I immediately paid attention to like one of the posters that you had
Oh,
there.
that's right. Yeah, the first thing you said was like, "Wait."
Yeah,
You thinking that you knew like who designed it.
yeah. And I like that's like always like my thought behind it. But then like,
Cool.
there is moments where I'm like, yo, like I love woodwork, and like you have a lot of like wood things
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
and I'm like I like watch so many videos about it that I like get kind of obsessed about it, and I'm
That's
just like,
awesome.
I'm like, oh, like that's cool. Like I really love how that looks. Like this table, like da da da.
Yeah.
There's like I don't know. There's things where for me it's like how do they do that? Like how like
There's like a genuine curiosity
yeah
behind like everything that like you kind of interact with.
yeah, and it's just like yeah. There's somebody's job is that like
Yeah, that is very true.
like
That is very true.
there's so many people that make the world actually fucking work.
That
And-
people don't realize,
yeah.
right? Like people don't sit down and think about like everything. Like, yeah, it's really insane. That's actually like what got me into chemistry though. Like I've always had like a genuine curiosity about the world in general. Like
Mhm.
I just like to learn new things. Like I just love it. So at the time, like, and this is kind of funny, but like Breaking Bad, the show Breaking Bad. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that was around the same time. Like I was in high school, but I always like excelled in my sciences, and so like I took an AP Chem class
Mhm.
my senior year of high school. So then it was time to like pick a major. I was like, okay, cool. Well, I like science because Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
But I also kind of did well, so I was like, I'll just do a major in
Mhm.
chemistry, just because like everything is made up of particles and it's chemistry.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I went through Millersville, like I loved it. I
Mhm.
also found out I love physics too, dude. Like even now, and I'm just a big nerd, but like I'll like go down YouTube rabbit holes about like astrophysics or like space,
What the
bro.
hell?
Dude, I don't know. Like
That's so out of my world. I'm like, yeah. If you show me a cool picture about something, I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. Like,
no,
that'd be
bro,
sick.
we're like we're two opposites.
Yeah.
Like, where like our brains go. But yeah, like, dude, like I'll just sit down and watch like a 40-minute video explaining like why the graviton like it exists but it doesn't exist, like stuff like that. Like it's interesting.
That's wild.
But yeah, dude, like it's good to be curious though, right? Like
Yeah.
it is fun, like to learn new things. I mean, right? You're a testament to that, right? Like you learn graphic design basically by yourself, right?
Mhm.
Like you didn't go to school for it. So I mean that's admirable, dude. Like that's hard.
I also realized as you were talking about like
Yeah.
in high school what like brought your mind to like
Uh-huh.
chemistry and everything. I realized it was streetwear. Streetwear was what made me into like graphic design. It was clothing. Like
That's cool.
That's all. That's what it was.
Cool,
Can't believe
cool.
I completely forgot about
Hey,
that.
man.
Like that was a
Whoa.
whole chunk of my life of like
Wow.
I cared a lot about clothing and I
Really?
cared a lot about like
Wow.
like textures, all that stuff, and I really wanted to
Dude.
like make my own clothing brand.
Did you at any point?
No.
Okay. Gotcha. Dude, that's sick. Streetwear. That's cool. That's cool. Well, what inspired you? Like, what kind of streetwear? Like,
I hate to say this, but it was Kanye West.
dude, you and like many others.
Yeah,
like,
I hate saying that now because it's just like
I mean, yeah, I
who he
get
is
it.
now.
But like years back, right?
Yeah.
Like that was the GOAT, right?
Yeah.
Like he of streetwear.
Years back, he was making some cool stuff. Also, I'm realizing like as I'm thinking about this, it's like
Sure.
growing up. Like I said, I'm another aspect to me is I'm an only child. And like I said, I was the oldest of the next generation, and with like not very many people close to my age in my family, and my family was who I hung out around. Like I would kind of like go down music like rabbit holes, and
Nice.
like I don't know, that was how I like got really into like design and like clothes and
Cool.
stuff like that. Like
Yeah, because hip hop culture is also like
very much clothes.
very much close too,
Yeah.
dude. So I get it.
So like, and around that time, like me in middle school or elementary, middle school,
Yeah.
whatever, like Soldier Boy,
Yeah.
like
Soulja
wearing
Boy talent, yeah.
wearing all these like big things, like Bape, like all this stuff, like that type of streetwear.
Yeah.
But then also like like the whole Mexican side of me being like, yeah, cholo culture,
that's
like
true.
just like wearing those big ass shirts,
Yeah,
the like
the flannels, the bandanas,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
I used to have these like massive pair of jean shorts that I would wear, and like I would South Pole like was what I wore all the time.
Oh my gosh, man!
Like
Wow,
what is that
forgot.
like?
Forgot.
Like that's like a Ross or like
Yeah, something.
JC
Yeah,
or TJ Maxx brand.
Yeah.
Like I would have that all the time.
Dude, another brand back then was like Echo. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah,
Echo was like another big one back then. Like, yeah, that's funny, man.
Like it's that like it was that like style of like I don't know. It felt very much like I guess Echo is a good representation of like New York like street urban.
For sure.
But I'm in Gettysburg, so like it means
Dude,
nothing. To
yeah,
me.
exactly. Yeah,
Like,
that's
it's,
hilarious.
It's not rooted in anything aside from just
No,
like
at all.
like I like this. I think this is cool.
Yeah.
And
Oh my gosh,
I
that's
had
funny.
also like skate culture because I
Yeah,
you know,
true. You skated.
Yeah, that was like I didn't learn how to skate until much later on,
Okay.
but I loved like skate culture in its
big time.
sense. WWE also a huge thing for
Hell
me
yeah.
like growing up. But Rob Dyrdek,
Hell yeah.
like
Dude,
Fantasy Factory,
yeah.
like
DC
yeah,
and
the
all
DC
them.
and all that shit. Like
Dude.
I used to have these pair of chunky ass like
Bro.
Osiris's.
Osiris's.
And they had I found this out later watching a documentary on cartoons, the like Latino tattoo artists that did a lot of like the West Coast like rappers like Eminem, Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, 50 Cent's New York, but
yeah.
like a lot of these like bigger guys, like they were tattooed by this Latino named Cartoons.
What?
And he did I didn't learn about this until I watched this documentary about him.
Yeah.
I think he also was a photographer. He started as a photographer, got into tattooing. Now people know him as a tattoo artist, especially in like the early 2000s. Like all these like West Coast rappers like loved him. They're like, that's
the guy. Like, that's who you go to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And he did a collaboration with Osiris where he did a like Chicano, like, Chicano art, where it's like that black and white, like the cholo, like chola, like the fucking lowrider shit. Like, yeah. And I had his shoes.
You had that like collab.
Yeah, I had no idea that it was him. Yeah. Like I was just a kid who walked into what was it? A Fishbone. Or I think that's what those stores are. Yeah, in the mall. Yeah, and I saw them and I was like, they're so cool. And I bought them. And
that's sick.
I remember my mom hated them, but they were a black, like chunky pair of Osiris's with this like cholo art all over the like side.
That's sick. You don't have them, do you?
No. I would wear out my shoes. Which
bro, that's sick. I also had a phase where like I was also really into like skateboarding, like like streetwear.
Yeah.
This is also before I started skateboarding myself. I only skated for like a year. But like, dude, I would shop at like Zoomies. I'd shop at like Hot Topic too. This was around the same time too, where like skinny jeans was like a thing, and like different colored skinny jeans.
Yeah,
I remember like middle school, like I had like 10 different pairs of skinny jeans, and each of them were like a different color.
Fair.
Like they were like red, they were greens, they were whites, they were like jean colored ones with blacks. And then I'd buy these like oversized shirts too. My hair was like down to my shoulders, dude. Yeah, and then I would wear they weren't Osiris, they weren't also like what's like another skateboarding brand. It wasn't Vans. I'm trying to remember. America. There was like America. Like it was America, but instead of an A, it was an E. I think they were like a skateboarding brand back then. Might have been those shoes. But yeah, I was really into like.
I don't know. My head was just popping at Element, and I was like, I don't know if they ever made shoes.
Well, Element.
That's a skateboarding brand.
Skateboard brand. Yeah, I don't know if they made shoes. I don't know if
they ever made the shoes.
Element. Yeah, my skateboard was Girl. I'd skate Girl.
Okay, sick.
Yeah. I remember my board was just like literally the logo, the Girl, and then a blue background, and the Girl was like yellow.
And
I got it from Zoomies. I should have bought local, but went to Zoomies.
And you grew up in Lancaster, so there actually is an actual skate.
Yeah, that's true.
You have an actual skate.
We do. That's true.
Scene. In Gettysburg, we have one rundown skate park, and that got built like maybe when I was in
like the 1800s.
No, it got built like when I think I was in like starting high school.
Oh, okay.
So
I see.
We didn't have like an actual like space. Yeah.
Until later in life.
Damn. Even when I bought like I bought a longboard, like my first longboard, It was like in York. I drove the whole way to York.
You had to go all the way to York.
Yeah.
Damn. How long is that drive actually from Gettysburg to York?
I have no idea now. I've lived so far away from it where like now it doesn't, like aside from just, I know that from my place to my mom's, it's an hour and a half drive.
Okay, cool. Everything else is just like whatever.
It's just like, whatever.
GPS
like,
will figure it out.
If I think of York right now, I'm thinking from my house right now to York, and it's like that's not that far.
That's funny.
Like 45 minutes, but I don't know from Gettysburg.
Yeah, here to York. My mom lives in East York, so it's closer. It's like 25-minute drive, half an hour around there. Yeah. But cool. So skater, graphic designer now. You're very creative. You're always around the creative space. Also, real quick, I'm like paranoid right now that I didn't hit record on my camera.
Go ahead. I've also been paranoid this entire time because I saw that's like wasn't really moving. Okay. Is it recording?
We've been recording. We've been recording. We're good. Okay. We're good. Okay. Dude, cause as you're talking, right? Like even like 20 minutes ago, I don't know how long it's been recording now. There's like this thought of like, bro, what if I didn't hit record?
No, I also had a thought where like I kept seeing you stare over there, and I was like,
that's why.
That's crazy.
That's why. Imagine we're 40 minutes deep. I'd feel so bad. Nah, we've been recording.
Yeah.
But dude, that's cool. I mean, well, first off, it's cool that we've connected.
Yeah.
By the way that this work chat is so I've been doing like short form content for my my YouTube channel, my Instagram, my TikTok, and so I guess, well, you found it, right? Like
Yeah.
it came up on your thing, or somebody reposted. I
Yeah.
forget.
It was what was it, like maybe 2 weeks ago?
Mhm.
Like I was working on a project for something else, and I was like up late as hell, and
Yeah.
I took a break and I was just scrolling through Instagram, and I want to say that it was, I'm not gonna say people's names,
Sure,
but
you're good.
um
Someone.
that like we're mutuals with had shared it, had reshared one of your videos.
Okay.
And then I was like, I saw Latinos Unidos project, and I was like, oh, let me check it out. And
Cool.
then I saw that you had like a podcast, and I saw some of the people that I knew were
Yeah.
on the podcast, and I was like, oh, let me check out this podcast
Small
now.
world. Yeah.
And I remember it was the one that you had with Sobeda.
Sobeda.
Yeah.
Sobeda Rosa.
That was the first one I listened to, and in it, you guys talked about like Latino identity, like what does that mean, like in exploring that, and I was like, that's so cool.
Dude, I appreciate that.
I was like, that's so cool. It's so cool that also it's a conversation, like a very important conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is happening like locally, and I was like,
Yep.
I think I just hit you up where I was just
Yeah,
like,
you're just like, I think you just like, you gave me a follow, and then, you just messaged me.
yeah, I was just like, oh,
Dude.
like sick work, like that, something
Dude.
along the lines of that. And I was like,
I appreciate that.
I was like, would love to work with you. I think
yeah,
that's what
you said. You have to collaborate in the future. Dude, I already told you, but I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, man. Like, it meant the world. Because, like, you were the first person to, like, actually, like, well, find my stuff, I guess, organically, and then reach out. So, yeah, it's awesome, dude. Good to meet you. And we do also have stuff to talk about with the collabs later. But, dude, that's cool. So the Latinos Unidos project name kind of attracted you to it?
Yeah,
it was
because
cool.
I was like,
I picked
oh,
a
what
good
is
name,
this?
man.
Yeah, I was like, what does this mean? And like, because it was somebody that's local who had shared it, and then also like, it didn't. I'm not in no way am I trying to make this sound bad, but it was like it didn't have that many views.
Yeah.
So I was like, so this is very local, and like, I was like,
you're not wrong.
Like,
you're not wrong.
Like, it's no.
No.
Like,
I got you.
Mean thing. It was just more of just like, oh no, this is very local because like, you know,
dude. Yeah, it's a very, very local thing right now.
And so I was like, oh, cool. Like, so this is something that I could actually like meet in the area, and
cool.
that's why
I
was like, let me check it out more.
It's almost like, I'm more approachable because of how local and small I am. Essentially, I gotcha.
Well, it was that, and also just like because it's in like a big focus of mine, like recently, has just been of like knowing more of the local like places, knowing who's doing what in the city, who's like, you know, all that stuff. So I was like, oh, this is somebody who's doing something here in like Lancaster. Let me like find out about them. Let me like, and especially again with the Latinos Unidos project, like I was like, oh, it's something actually for Latinos. Like I think I've when we met last week, like I talked to you of like, I know that there is a lot of Latinos in the area. I know that there is stuff going on. My biggest thing though is like, it feels more like I know of these people, but I've never actually had a chance to meet them. And the chances that there are to meet them are like these, like it's pretty far in between, aside from like going to like bars and stuff like that, which I don't drink. So, like,
so it would be harder.
Yeah. It's a harder situation for me. And
that's true.
The other thing being like, unless there's like some sort of like Spanish night, and like even then, because of the area that we're in, it is very white oriented. And so I realized I was like, no, I just want to like, if I want to meet other Latinos, I have to put in the effort to just like hit them up and be like, let's meet, let's talk, like whatever. Because I feel like that's a constant thing like with other Latinos that I meet in the area, they're like, yeah, I know that there's a bunch of people. Like I know that
Yeah.
there's a lot going on, but there's no way for me to actually like meet them
Approach
aside.
them. Like,
Yeah.
dude, that's so funny. Like when you say that, I almost think of like, it's like, I don't want to say it's like a achievement where like you know and the other people know, but we
Yeah.
never talk about it. But it's like kind of similar where like to your point, it's like yes, like there are cool like Latinos doing cool stuff in the
Yeah.
city. People know of each other through like social media,
Yeah.
but it's never like a sense of like I know you personally or
Yeah.
something. Like let's talk or whatever.
Like there's
It's
so
tough.
many artists that I'm like, dude, they do cool work. Like
Yeah.
they do great stuff. Like they're doing like murals. Some of them are tattoo artists.
Yeah.
Some of them are like selling prints, da da da, like illustrators, whatever. Like there are so many cool people out there, but also there's the thing of just like, dog, unless I like straight up put in the effort of like messaging
Yeah, I
you,
know
just
what you
like,
mean.
yo, like,
It's also a little intimidating too,
Yeah.
man. Because like I will say with this project, obviously, you know, I've had it for a while, but I've been on and off with it.
Mhm.
It is intimidating. It is scary to like reach out to a complete stranger,
Yeah.
and be like, "What's up?" Like, "Hi, my name is XYZ," and it definitely is like a hard entry into like connection.
yeah,
But I feel like I think people enjoy it. I think people enjoy community,
yeah,
especially in this area specifically. I think but putting in the effort like you're doing, I think is great. Like I think it is a stepping stone to one, meet new people, but also just kind of also give light to other people and what they're
Yeah.
doing. Actually, so you spoke about graphic designer and illustrator.
Yeah.
I think he's Puerto Rican. We both went independently to Blue Jays event La Bodega Market.
Yeah.
Remember like 2 years ago or something?
Yeah, yeah,
Is
yeah,
what you
yeah.
had it. The person that made the flyers, I forget his name. Is it Adam?
Yeah, Adam. I don't know I don't want to say like full last names
You're
and
good.
everything.
I think
yeah.
his name's Adam, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's like half Puerto Rican or he's Puerto Rican.
Yeah,
I don't be a good contact to also meet
yeah.
to collaborate. But
I'm gonna say very great work. Seen their stuff. Like
Yeah.
they do a great job.
no, it's awesome.
Yeah,
But yeah, man, I don't know. It's kind of crazy because so you moved to Lancaster in 2020. I've been here my whole life, dude. Lancaster has grown so much,
yeah,
and just the past 5-6 years that you've been here. But comparing it to like when I was a kid compared to now, night and day. Like there's so much happening now.
yeah.
There's a lot of small businesses and like people do support local. I feel like here.
I feel they do, but there is still the issue of like local places do still get shut down
True.
because of
True.
higher rent prices. Like
Which is a problem.
yeah, it was
Problem.
massive problem in the area because
Dude,
like
because you can get an apartment downtown here, it'd be the same price in like Philly.
yeah,
It's insane.
and it's not the same as Philly. Like
Exactly.
that is the biggest issue. And I don't know. Like I love that compared to Gettysburg, there is a whole lot more Latino places. Like
Yeah.
I have a ball going and looking for like Latino food in the area because
Yeah.
there's so much and
There's a
it's
lot.
so good.
There's a lot.
But with that, then it comes the thing of like, oh, I don't want to lose these spots. I
Mm-hmm.
want to like still like support, and especially with a lot of stuff going on, like
Yeah.
there all these places are at risk.
Mhm.
And just in general, like local places are at risk.
It's really sad.
Yeah, like one of the like main places that like how I met a lot of artists and everything was through Essos.
That's right. Yeah. They closed
Esso
down.
Arts, yeah, and like great place. They did a great job. But unfortunately, yeah, it closed down, and then nothing really took that spot.
Yeah.
And so
That's true.
like there's like again there is a lot of stuff going on, there's a lot of things happening, but there's not much. I feel like we're starting to get into more of the segment
Yeah,
of
I
like
know.
the other stuff as I was talking about this.
No,
was
I
like,
know. I'm like trying to deviate the conversation away from it. No, but I got you. But
Yeah.
no, we can continue this. But like, it is true to your point. A lot of the thing is very white.
yeah,
If we talk about like Telus events and stuff like that, like, yeah, it's cool to have a Bad Bunny night.
Yeah.
Like that's always fun. But
it feels more like
you're
asking
catering
for permission.
Yeah, you're asking permission exactly, and you're catering to like I'm sure their thought isn't
They're not,
catering
yeah.
to Latinos. It's more of like the general public, which is predominantly white around the area.
Yeah.
And like there's also DJs around and just events around too that is not really Latino focused.
Yeah.
But we'll save this conversation for the next part. But going back to you specifically though, like when you look at like your life and sort of like the experiences that you've had to like go through this and that, like who or in specific, or maybe groups of people have influenced you the most, right? You talk about your mom, like you're the only child, so
yeah,
I'm sure family's important to you.
Yeah, love my mom. She's sick. In terms of like my work and everything like that, I think very much my family does influence it, especially when it comes to more of the like Latino focused stuff.
Yeah,
like my family is my family. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's that is who ultimately I get a lot of stuff from. Like, I don't know. Meeting other people's family sometimes feels weird because like it's
brother. Yeah.
Like I learned like very young, like, oh, if you go to somebody's house, you respect their house, you're very respectful. And so like when I go to places, I'm very respectful. I'm very like, oh, okay, like what's your situation? That I'm too respectful to the point that I get too nervous to ask about things. But
yeah.
Like when I'm around my family, like, and something that like more I've realized, it's like, oh no, like I'm loud and I talk with my hands a lot, or like I joke around a lot, or I'm like constantly talking, and it's like that's my family. That like if I go home for the holidays, there's a bunch of kids running around. There's like people drinking and singing songs. Like everybody's close, and I think that
that's awesome.
That's like the most important thing for me. Like it's just that like when I design stuff, or when I try to like form connections now, post therapy, I very much focus on like that feeling of like I am close to these people. The work that I'm making is very human centered. It's very much like I don't like how much design has turned into like this thing about money, and I make this much amount of money a month, and and like the whole like what's it called, hustle grind set, like mind thing. Like I feel it strips away a lot of the humanity. Like it strips away a lot of what is very much important. Like I'm designing something for somebody else. I'm designing it for this person. And for me, part of it is also designing so like it relates to somebody, or I'm designing for like from my experience, but hoping that like there is somebody else out there who like relates to it. Real quick, to bring up the Bad Bunny Super Bowl.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Like one of my favorite things from it. I got very emotional during it. Like,
dude, I've rewatched it like 10 times.
Oh my god, yeah. No, I've even today I was cooking and I had it on there. Yeah. I had Lady Gaga doing this shit. Like I was like, I don't know. I was like, it was such a like important moment, and I didn't realize how important it was. Like I was there trying to watch it. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm like excited. I didn't watch the game because I was like, this isn't last year's game. I don't care about this. Like, go Birds.
Go Birds. Go Birds. Go Birds. Go Birds.
But I was like so excited for it, and then when it actually like happened, and I'm like, you're watching it, and it's like, oh, like there's this, and obviously there's some stuff that I still don't relate to because like I'm not Puerto Rican.
Yeah, because it was very Puerto Rico centered in a few things, but the overall message is very Latino.
Yeah,
of course.
And like, that was the thing. It was like seeing all these things, seeing how I relate to it.
Yeah.
The transition from um fuck, is it Safeira?
Sapphire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when he falls in, comes out of the
Oh
house,
yeah.
and it goes into ale, or I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know.
it was ale. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
ale. But then before the drop of
Yeah.
ale, it was like snippets of like old
Yeah, of old
reggaetoneros,
reggaeton. And
like
I was like,
Tego Calderon,
yeah.
Dari Yankee Lonoman.
I heard like the moment that got me was I heard Dego's
Dude,
voice, and I was like,
yes.
I had
Yeah.
like tears.
Yeah.
And like that's the thing. Like that's I was like that's the beauty in art. That's the beauty in what we do. And especially as Latinos, like I can't, like, obviously I can't speak of those that like actually are in their like motherlands, those that are actually like in their country of, like, of birth. But like for me growing up in the US, and there's a whole part of my life that I never got to experience. And unfortunately, like, unless I pay all this money
Sure.
so that I can come back into this country like without any issues, like it is I don't know, it was like insane to me. And very much like, I don't know, like eye-opening.
Yeah.
And specifically one of the things that like really like got me was when he hands the Grammy to that little like
Oh,
boy.
dude, I just got like goosebumps right now. Yeah.
And I was like, dude, you don't know how many times when I was a kid, I was sitting in my room, like it's just me by myself with my dog, and I'm there like because I grew up poor, so it's like I'm there going, like I'm listening to all these rappers like rap about how they made it out, like how they got out of it, and I'm there going like, one day that's gonna be me. One day I like I'm gonna be the representation that I wanted as a kid. And like, yeah, I'm not Bad Bunny, but but
No, but I know what you mean. Like, I know what you mean.
That's become the like main focus of like the work that I do. Like, I wanted to be very real of who I am and in alignment with myself. That's been the main thing. And with that comes the fact that like I'm Latino. Like, I'm not like fully how like fully Mexican, that like I didn't grow up and all that
I
stuff.
understand.
But at least that thing of like,
It is still a part of you.
Yeah.
Like it's still you.
yeah, it
Right.
just very much that of like, hey, I still love all Latinos. I still care about everybody. I still like will like when I do stuff, it is with that mindset of like, I care about my people. I care about like the same as like when it was when I was and doing the insurance. Like I'm seeing my family in the people that I talk to, and that's what always matters. Who like in what I do and how I'm trying to help, like that it is always with the mindset of like, these are my family. This is my family. And I don't know. I just want to like, I want to just work on that and like try to do more and create these things where it's like, yeah, Bad Bunny is one of the biggest fucking artists in the world.
In the whole world.
Didn't sacrifice any of himself.
Nothing.
He didn't even tour the US. Like,
Nope.
That's insane.
Dude, well, yeah. Bad Bunny, real quick. Yeah, I mean, dude, the guy just 10 years ago was a bagger at like a grocery store.
Yeah.
To be the #1 artist in the whole planet. Dude, his album was #1 in China.
Yeah.
Like, no really other artist does. Like, he's speaking Spanish, dog. It's not even English.
I don't know why. You know that Calle 13 song?
Yeah,
Japón?
yeah, Japón.
Like that's all that popped in my head.
Yeah. Ricky la pegó con el chiqui bam bam.
Yeah.
Hasta en Hong Kong se escucha reggaeton ton.
Yeah, that's immediately what popped in my head.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Dude, but like his reach is insane. And the fact that like, I think too, when thinking about leading up to the Super Bowl, the amount of hate, you know, that these, you know, obviously like right-wing people and people that are just closed-minded.
Yeah.
It's an American sport, like this and that. Like, we need a true American. I mean, dog, like, he is an American.
Yeah.
Like, The Weeknd a couple years ago, he's Canadian.
Yeah.
Like, and you didn't say anything for that? Like, come on now. And, you know, to Bad Bunny's credit, like, he could have easily done, like, a totally different, like, halftime show. It could have been really, I don't know, like politicizing. I don't know the term. Like very like political if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
No, dude. Like it was a positive message.
Yeah.
Like what was it at the end? Like the only thing, what was it's like
the only thing that's more powerful than hate is love.
Yeah. I mean, just speaks true to like, well, him, but also Latino culture and just everything like going on now.
Yeah.
But like to see all the like Latino flags like being like flown at the end, you know, obviously like what he said, like, you know, we're all America, or we are America, and then he starts listing out all the countries of like Americas, you know, was really powerful. And yeah, I'm glad we live in the same timeline as him, dude.
Yeah.
Like this is so crazy. But no, but going back to you, man, and your art, dude, you're very talented. Like,
thanks.
I want you to know that. And I was just scrolling through your Instagram again, just to kind of like have, you know, just to remember the things you have. Mm-hmm. But what you do so well is like you really do captivate like stories within each of your graphics. Like, and I love to like.
I started laughing because I was like, you're going. I'm like, yes,
yes, that's me.
Yeah, that's me. That's just me being bad with like taking compliments. My bad.
No, you're good, man. No, seriously. Like, and I love that. You know, you obviously write like, you know, like a little paragraph too with each thing, and I think to your point, like a lot of people try to like hustle and grind, like they're only in it for like the money, right? Which. Okay, I get. You gotta survive.
You gotta survive. You gotta make your money.
But like with you, like it is very organic, and you're very passionate about the things that you do, and you know you dabble in different, you know, kind of conversations that you're trying to like say with your graphics.
Yeah,
and it's very powerful, dude. And I see you going pretty far, man. Pretty far.
I appreciate that.
Keep doing what you're doing, and don't lose focus of yourself too, right? Like in what you do, like it's awesome. It's really awesome. No, man, it's great. Out of curiosity, like how long does a graphic take you? So like your Bad Bunny one, like how long?
Which one?
Because like the most recent one.
The most recent one took me fucking forever. I
very much looks like it took forever, dude.
For because you guys don't get to see it unless you're gonna throw it in there, whatever. But it originally was just like in my head. I was like, I want to make something for this. Like it's been on my mind. I want to make something. And I had the general idea of like I saved a bunch of photos that I found of the like Super Bowl, because that's the main thing. Like I always look for like what, like I have a general idea and I look for images that like I can like somewhat.
Do you see like the end product? Okay.
And like there's that one of him standing on the car with everybody, and I was like, that was one of my favorite parts of like that thing, and I only included my favorite parts. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm just gonna tile everything in the back, because like it's just moments, and that's the main thing that I was thinking of. I was like, these are moments that I loved from the performance, and I was like, it's gonna be something super easy, something super simple. And then I was scrolling on Instagram, and I got like a tutorial for like this style of like halftone painting in Illustrator, and I was like, yeah, like I'll do that.
Sure.
Not thinking about the fact that like, oh, I have to go in and now manually paint all this stuff. And like, it's like, okay, the Grammy that the kid's holding, like, I'm like, I want to bring those colors out more. Okay, now I got to figure out how to do like a gold gradient. So I like when I paint, like it's the right style. Or, you know, like it's all these things where like trying to figure out how to get it to work, and like originally I was gonna repaint the entire thing, like fully every bit of it was gonna be repainted. And the part where it got hard was when I realized, I was like, there is a bunch of different skin tones.
Oh.
And I'm like, that is gonna be so difficult.
Dude.
And I do not want to in any way limit, because like that's the other big part of it. It's like, hey, there's a as Latinos, you can be anything.
Any shade of color, for sure.
and I was like, I don't want to limit that.
Yeah.
Because like at one point I thought like, oh, maybe I just like break it down to 5
Mhm.
and like just make sure that like I get enough for like each skin tone. And I was like, no, that's not fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I did give up on that part.
Okay,
So
fair.
I like worked around to just like do something else and highlight it in a different way.
Wow.
But yeah, that one took me like 2 days. I was working on it the day that like I started working on it the day that you and I had like met at Westart.
Okay, there. Yeah. Wow.
Or when we had our meeting at Westart, and like, yeah, the very next day, and I like literally I came home from that, sat down at my
Started
desk and
working
started
more?
working it on it again, and then worked on it the next day for the majority of the day.
Dude.
But like,
Wow.
there are some that like there's a bunch that I have that I'm still working on.
Okay,
That like I
cool.
had an idea and like I was like, okay, how do I make this work now?
Yeah.
Like there's one that I get a lot of my ideas from like stuff that I hear or watch or listen to.
Cool.
Hear and listen to are the same thing. But
I guess you're right.
but there's this Tyler the Creator interview. So I watch a lot of like interviews
Okay,
of like
cool.
of different people that I like, and also just like in general media interview breakdowns and stuff like that. And it was in him talking about like getting older, and he was like, at some point you gotta ask yourself like, he's like, when I'm old and my music's no longer selling and there's like nothing left, I don't want to be the old guy in the club. He goes, you got to ask yourself what's at home. And I've been working on that poster for like a hot minute.
Wow.
Because I'm like, because the idea that I have for it, just I fully don't. I was like, I don't know how to do it yet.
Okay.
But I've like started learning how to like do that. But it's just taking a while, and that's the thing. Like,
Cool.
I also have been trying to experiment to make sure that like what I'm doing is also beneficial for me. Like, I want to learn.
Yeah, of course.
And I want to have fun with it. Like,
Because if you keep doing what you're comfortable doing, you're not gonna grow.
Yeah.
Right.
and that is something that like I've struggled with, where it's like should I like pick one style and like do that? Because how does that like, is that limiting me of doing all these like different
Sure.
things? But also at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. I feel like it makes me a better designer to just
Absolutely.
to work on different things, to try out different things, and I learn a lot.
Yeah.
Like when I did my new website, the poster, like I looked up like Windows 90,
Okay.
like that UI, and like learned about that, and like I put like a sky background
Yeah.
as like the desktop thing, but back then like you couldn't really adjust it, like the like backgrounds. So what it would do was it would just like stack them. So like
Okay.
if you put the sky background and it wasn't big enough, it would just put another one underneath and another one there, and like do
I
that to
see.
fill up the screen.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's really cool. That's really interesting about that.
Yeah.
And so I threw that on there, and I was like, that's a cool little detail. I think in there too,
Cool.
I have like a reference to that, like, but like the Bonita Bowl.
Okay. Yeah.
Like if like there's like a little document on there that says Bonita Bowl, and like I don't know, there's stuff like that that's just fun, and it makes it more fun and intriguing for me, and I get to learn.
Yeah.
And some of them, yeah, I have more like serious ones. Like I think
Yeah.
the one that I think about a lot was the one that I have called for like survivor's guilt.
Okay.
The one that's all blue with like
Yeah, I
the
saw
statue
it.
and the
Yeah.
flowers. Because like with everything that's going on, that was like how like a feeling that like I had and like still kind of deal with. Like growing up again as an immigrant in this country, like it's very much like there's two different Americas.
Yeah.
Well, there's multiple different Americas because we like different cultures have different experiences. But like as a like immigrant and as a Latino, like and being very much in that space, like it's very hard watching what's going on with like ICE and all this stuff, because like it's reminding me of things that I've like witnessed. It's reminded me of people that I've lost. And um in day and age where like you're on social media and social media doesn't give a fuck about you. It just needs you to stay on. So
Yeah.
you have like all these like videos, and like, yes, it's important to stay like informed, but also there's the like your own mental health in it, because I could feel myself like
Getting,
losing it and like starting to like get so angry and so like upset. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be like, you
mhm.
like, it's very very fine for you to get angry and upset, but it felt like it was completely consuming me, and I
Mm,
couldn't like I just felt that anger constantly. And that was like starting to affect my life. Like
yeah.
I could feel that. um and also like this deep sadness that I felt from like, yeah, I'm watching all this stuff. And I hate to say this, but like I do appreciate that like more people are like actually opening up and like
Hmm.
seeing it. But as somebody who grew up in like knowing about this since I was a kid, like there is a deep level of like anger and resentment. And especially whenever I see people like post only the white faces that have been hurt, where it's like no, there's years worth of damage. There's people that like, I don't know, there's people that are long gone. And yeah, like, I don't know. There is a deep history of pain and violence associated with all that stuff. Um and so like, yeah, at the time I was feeling very angry, very like upset, and letting that fully consume me. And I was starting to feel like kind of crazy too, because it's just like,
I mean, it's yeah. I mean, they're pretty hard emotions to kind of process and go through,
yeah.
seeing all that stuff.
Yeah, and so
Yeah,
I feel like that one at first I didn't like it as much.
yeah.
I was like, oh, like I don't know if it was fully what like how like visually I
Mm,
was feeling. Um, but like when I like look at it now, I'm like, no, that does kind of like embody how I felt like this, like especially for me in that moment, because like with me focusing more on like work that is actually in alignment with myself, work that's actually like me.
mhm.
I've gotten a lot of like good things. Like I've had a lot of people come up and be like, hey, like I love your work. Like da, da, da. I went to a networking event recently, and like there was a bunch of people who were like, hey, I know you. I know you from
Dude, that's
Instagram.
awesome.
And I'm like, that's fucking cool. That's sick.
Cool.
Or like they know my work from something. And that's
Mhm.
like awesome. But at the same time, it's like, fuck, man. Like, how can I feel so happy about these things when this is happening to my community? This
Yeah,
is happening to just immigrants in general. This is happening to black and brown people in general.
dude.
It and I felt like that was a good representation of like the flowers that are in it, of like, yes, there's a lot of growth and a lot of like things blooming around me, but
Mhm.
at the center I am still very sad and like very hurt. And I added the little like monarch butterflies to just represent like immigrants,
Yeah,
because at the end of the day that is like, I don't know, that I think that's also an important thing. Like when I say Latinos, I'm not just saying like the legal ones.
no,
I'm
yeah.
saying like like
Everybody.
everybody, yeah. Because like I do think that there is a part where some Latinos forget that like, hey, there's still immigrants
Yeah,
here. Like they're like, it's more viewed in the like immigrant come up story than like, no, there is real people who
yeah,
make this world like run, and sometimes they get tossed aside,
yeah.
um even by our own people. So
That's what I mean. Yeah, and no, that's powerful, and that's what I mean. Like the way you're describing it now, kind of the backstory behind like the actual like graphic, like that's deep, deep. That's awesome though, dude. But that's awesome though that people are like recognizing your work though.
yeah,
That's awesome.
that is cool, and that is like uh, a very exciting thing.
Yeah, it is.
Um,
It is.
but people should hire me.
Please hire Daniel here.
Yeah, if you have an event coming up, if you need branding,
Hit up Daniel
you get to
Estrada
even
design.
Yeah, next we're gonna talk about some branding for the other thing that we have going on.
But all right, we've had a lengthy conversation here, but it's a great conversation. So I think we'll wrap it here for this part for the interview. But kind of to Daniel's point, you know, I hope that us Latinos can stay unidos. And thanks for having this conversation and coming and doing the podcast after not having somebody for like 3 years.
Yeah, no
problem. Thanks again. And everybody, please subscribe, follow, like, share. I'll post Daniel Estrada's @ and social media handles down below. Thank you, Daniel Estrada from Daniel Estrada Design.
Yep.
And hasta la próxima.
See ya.